South Florida, this is Headliners, only on CBS News Miami.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Headliners. I'm Elliot Rodriguez. We begin with a story making headlines across the nation. Singer Sean Kingston is now facing charges following an arrest in California. His South Florida home was raided by police, and his mother was taken away in handcuffs. Besides the arrest, thousands of dollars worth of electronics have been seized. CBS News Miami's Anna McAllister is in Southwest Miami Ranches with details on the investigation.
An attorney for a South Florida entertainment company says that Sean Kingston is a scammer. This attorney alleges that Kingston had a $150,000 entertainment center installed in his home that he didn't pay for, and says that is what led to this raid. Keshawn Anderson, known by fans as Sean Kingston, was arrested in Fort Irwin, California, Thursday on fraud and theft charges in connection to a raid at a home that he rents in Southwest Ranches. More than a dozen BSO deputies were at the mansion, and for hours they pulled out boxes of belongings and electronics from the home.
Was all kinds of police, it was cars, fire trucks.
During the raid, Kingston's mother, 61-year-old Janice Turner, was also arrested on fraud and theft charges. According to a lawsuit filed on behalf of Verver Entertainment, Kingston had a 232-inch television and entertainment system installed in the home that was never fully paid for.
It's an LED component system. There's probably 1,000 components, and they're literally taking the LEDs out, and then they're taking the wiring that's behind it. There's 64 panels of that. They're taking it down.
Piece by piece, the entertainment system was removed. Attorney Dennis Card, who represents Verver Entertainment, says Kingston has a reputation for not paying people.
He's got basically a script. He says that he works with Justin Bieber and that he obviously puts on a big show here. This is a rental house. He doesn't own it. And he lures people using his celebrity into having them release things without him paying for it, and then he simply never pays.
Some neighbors who know Kingston told us they were taken off guard.
I'm a little surprised, because he's a clean boy.
Others say if the allegations are true, Kingston needs to face consequences.
They need to get it back, and they have a right to go into the house, and that he should be arrested because that's stealing.
Thursday afternoon, Kingston posted this to his Instagram story, saying, "People love negative energy. I'm good and so is my mother. My lawyers are handling everything as we speak." We reached out to representatives for Kingston, and we have not yet heard back. For now, reporting from Southwest Ranches, Anna McAllister, CBS News, Miami.
The White House and federal authorities are responding after a Cuban delegation toured Miami International Airport, and local elected officials say they knew nothing about it. Now, more critics are lashing out at TSA. That's the federal agency that gave the okay to the tour. CBS News Miami's Yvonne Taylor has reaction from the Lieutenant Governor of Florida.
Florida's lieutenant is demanding an explanation and immediate action. An organization of Cuban exiles is doing the same thing, while TSA is reiterating that this is the third time Cuban officials visit MIA.
Did the White House respond?
We had a briefing today from the State Department, from TSA, and from Homeland Security
about the May 20th tour of a delegation of Cuban officials at Miami International Airport to TSA areas. Tuesday, Miami-Dade County Commissioners were rather irate. The mayor said she was awaiting for a response from the Biden administration.
We received an official apology. We were told that the protocols will change in the future, that we would be notified long in advance of any foreign delegation arriving, and that we would work together to see what would be appropriate.
However, TSA confirmed in the last few hours that this is the third time a delegation of Cuban officials tours MIA.
Tallahassee is concerned, of course.
Lieutenant Governor Janet Nunez is the latest South Florida elected official, saying it was a slap in the face for national security.
The governor and I, we've demanded answers. We want to know, why is it that the federal government, Joe Biden, continues to pull the wool over our eyes?
According to TSA spokesperson Mark Howell, in August of 2011, Cuba inspectors conducted a reciprocal visit to observe security measures at JFK Airport and MIA. During this visit, the Cuban delegation presented TSA with a copy of its civil aviation security program, which was a breakthrough in sharing information.
5 members of the Cuban government.
MIA Director Ralph Coutier also confirmed on Tuesday that he knew nothing about the recent tour, but revealed what were the sensitive areas they toured for 5 hours.
a TSA checkpoint and a TSA baggage screening area.
When you run an airport, when you're overseeing the county, you need to take responsibility.
Congressman Carlos Jimenez was the mayor of Miami-Dade County at the time. He has also said that he knew nothing about it.
Well, it begs the question, what, are we not paying attention to what's going on at our airport, one of our most critical pieces of infrastructure?
So this should have never happened.
The Assembly of the Cuban Resistance, an organization of Cuban exiles, it's appalled that TSA again allowed Havana officials access to sensitive areas at MIA.
They have proven once and again and again and again their extended arms into espionage in this country.
Ivan Taylor, CBS News, Miami.
When we come back, May is Jewish American Heritage Month. See how local leaders are combating the rise in anti-Semitism.
From South Florida, this is Headliners, only on CBS News Miami.
Welcome back to our show, and thanks for watching. I'm Elliot Rodriguez. School's out in just 2 weeks, but a big change is happening right now in Broward County Public Schools. It has to do with bomb threats and when to evacuate a school. CBS Miami's Joan Murray was at a Fort Lauderdale High School, which just went through a threat and evacuation.
A week and a half ago, hundreds of Fort Lauderdale students were standing in this parking lot after being evacuated from their school across the street because of a bomb threat. Chances are, if that bomb threat had happened today, it would have been a whole different procedure. May 9th, the day a lot of Fort Lauderdale High students would like to forget. Hot and thirsty, crowded in a parking lot after a bomb threat forced an evacuation.
And we stood out there for multiple hours, and near the very end did we get water.
After 175 false alarms this year, including Stoneman Douglas students waiting on the football field 90 minutes, Broward superintendent said no more automatic evacuations.
Well, we've been doing some research nationally, and we're aligning ourselves with national safety protocols when it comes to our kids evacuating out of buildings for bomb threats.
Now, when a bomb threat comes in, there will be an initial assessment between the principal, school police, and local law enforcement. A credibility analysis to determine if the threat is high or a device has been found. And finally, if it's not credible, a hold or sweep will be done as a safety measure.
Guarantee of a threat. If there is, then we can leave promptly, but if there's not, it's not going to disrupt class.
Freshman Chance Smith said even though it was chaotic May 9th, he favors mandatory evacuations.
We don't know if it's real or if we don't know it's fake. So it's like, we might as well just leave while we can.
Parent Lunar Eugene favors evacuations too.
You just really don't know. I mean, you don't know. So I guess safety's first.
I'm getting a lot of mixed feelings about it. And because of that, the head of the Broward Teachers Union said she cannot endorse it until she's sure it's become part of the fabric of every school.
Working with every police personnel in Broward County, along with our Broward Sheriff's Office, and there's a clear-cut plan, and they don't waver from it, that they will never put one person's life at stake. Then they can move forward on it. But we know how Broward County Public Schools works. They build the plane as they're flying it.
Our decisions do not supersede law enforcement's decisions. So if they come in and say we need to evacuate, we're implementing that immediately.
So again, this will be a collaboration between the principal, local law enforcement, and school police. And finally, if local law enforcement decides it's a serious threat, everyone will be evacuated. In Fort Lauderdale, Joan Murray, CBS News, Miami.
It's Jewish American Heritage Month, and community leaders say it's more important than ever to combat the rise in anti-Semitism. CBS News Miami's Morgan Reiner spent a day in Davie where community members and lawmakers gathered to discuss changes.
It's calling for your destruction.
Maya Kaufman feels lucky she's a Gator undergrad. She didn't see huge protests and encampments during her time there. But then she went to NYU for her graduate degree.
You couldn't go to class without walking through a rally of students chanting from the river to the sea, Intifada, revolution, or we don't want no two-state, we want all of it. And as a Jewish student, hearing those things, knowing that it's calling for your destruction and the destruction of your people, how could you not feel harassed?
Outside and inside of the classroom, she said anti-Semitism is alive and well.
We read a book where factory farming and the Holocaust was being compared, and I made the comment that I think that is a horrible comparison, and one tragedy does not need to stand on the leg of another. And I had a student come back and answer to my comment that she values the life of a Jew and that of a cow to be the same.
Democratic Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz said the Jewish community is seeing an alarming increase of anti-Semitism since Hamas attacked Israel on October 7th. And she said anti-Zionism is a form of anti-Semitism.
Well, let's be very clear. Anti-Zionism is a form of anti-Semitism. To deny only one country, only one people all over the world the right to a homeland. Israel is the homeland for the Jewish people, and that's what Zionism is. Belief that the Jewish people deserve a homeland just like everyone else.
She was one of a handful of speakers at David Posnack Jewish Community Center in Davie on Monday to address the rise.
It's such a small percentage of our population. Making sure that we can enlist and educate all members of our community, leaders across the breadth of cultural and religious society, to understand that hate against the Jewish community, the rise of anti-Semitism, is the canary in the coal mine, and that it doesn't stop there.
Morgan Reiner, CBS News, Miami.
When we come back, see how local leaders are coming together to keep the waters of Biscayne Bay healthy as the summer season quickly approaches.
From South Florida, this is Headliners, only on CBS News Miami.
Welcome back. I'm Elliot Rodriguez. Biscayne Bay is one of South Florida's most significant natural resources. Last week, local leaders held the 2024 Biscayne Bay Marine Health Summit to find ways to improve and protect its health. CBS News Miami's Joe Gorcho takes us to Jungle Island, where the summit wrapped up.
Just the serenity.
Arian cherishes the tranquility of Biscayne Bay's shoreline and spends her free time there, even during work, as a boat tour guide.
Progressively, it's gotten a lot worse.
She's talking about trash in the bay.
Just accumulated. It's pretty gross.
You know, people don't clean up after themselves. You see it everywhere.
I began to walk the shoreline in Key Biscayne by the bay, and it seemed like every few feet, if I looked down, I would see debris trapped in the seaweed. A beer bottle, a plastic cup, and all sorts of trash.
And everyone is impacted and touched by the bay. It is beneficial to our Biscayne aquifer, which provides drinking water to the entire southern Florida.
Lauren Parra is Miami-Dade County's Chief Bay Water and Resources Officer. She spoke at the Biscayne Bay Marine Health Coalition at Jungle Island Monday, a summit to share ideas to protect and restore the bay. She says the county's pouring in over $1 billion into infrastructure to stop water pollution.
Working with residents in cities and municipalities to upgrade our aging sewer infrastructure.
Miami-Dade County Commissioner Raquel Regalado also spoke at the summit, and she told the audience the top two causes of water pollution: agricultural runoff and faulty septic tanks.
We know that there's a bunch of different issues that we need to address: nutrient loading, trash accumulation in our bay, and seagrass die-off, habitat health.
Elisa Kareem works with the Miami Waterkeeper. Over the years, the organization says it has collected thousands of pounds of trash from beaches, bays, rivers, and coastal areas in Florida, including close to 7,000 in 2023. Less than 2 weeks ago, the organization found dead fish and trash floating in a canal in Coral Gables, which feeds into Biscayne Bay.
The status quo remains the same. What happens?
We're going to continue to see the degradation of the bay, unfortunately. The bay is going to potentially give us more algal blooms, more fish kills. The more pollution that goes out into the bay, the less able it is to recover.
And so one Miamian keeps the message straightforward.
Pick up your stuff. It's simple.
And protect our bay. Joe Gorcho, CBS News Miami.
Finally, in this week's Miami Proud, we shine the spotlight on a nonprofit, Castaways Against Cancer. It's made up of a group of mission-driven people who have raised millions of dollars to fight the killer disease. CBS News Miami's Naja Sherman shows us what makes this team so unique.
Every summer, from Miami to Key West, kayakers paddle 160 miles over 7 days. Runners relay 170 miles over 2 days. And cyclists pedal the same 170 miles in one grueling day. It's all to raise money, awareness, and honor those who have battled cancer. Eric Pino serves as the Castaways Against Cancer event captain and described the intensity of the journey.
A physical demand on the body, absolutely. But I think the challenge is mental, just being out there. But it's also what makes it beautiful, right? You're in the water, you're on your own. The sea life out there, the people you're out there paddling for, you have time to spend with them during these 7 days down to Key West.
What began with a group of 4 self-described sea hippies on the water in 2000 has grown into a powerful movement with dozens of volunteers that has raised more than $2.3 million in the fight against cancer. The Castaways Against Cancer founder Steve O'Brien got his first kayak after losing his mother to cancer. He says he's optimistic that in his lifetime there will be a cure.
And I really think that we're very close to turning the corner, and we don't even know how close we are to turning that corner. I'm very hopeful.
The money raised from the event will go to the Sylvester Cancer Center.
Based on the funding from the Castaways Against Cancer, we're able to use that money to investigate a new treatment, and we're making lots of breakthroughs there. We published a paper in the journal Science this year based on that funding, and we also applied to another grant, a bigger grant from the government that the funding from the Castaways helped us to achieve.
Castaways Against Cancer members say when one battles cancer, the road is challenging and treacherous. But they believe in every battle there are moments of durability, strength, and beauty, like in every Miami to Key West journey via kayak, bicycle, and running.
The Castaways invite you to support the Here Comes the Sun tour and help provide a silver lining of hope. It is their 25th anniversary, and silver is a medal that represents durability, strength, and beauty. For more information on how you can take part, just go to our website, cbsmiami.com. Naja Sherman, CBS News Miami.
And thank you for joining us this half hour in Headliners. Always keep it right here to CBS News Miami for up-to-the-minute breaking news and weather 24 hours a day. And make it a great day.